Let's do that one. Great. So again, if you don't wish to be recorded, this would be the time to opt out. So this is about a new collaboration that we're working with for CIBT. Again, this is the American World Trade Chamber of Commerce. We've worked with about 120 chambers of commerce across the United States on partnership programs, and we're looking to expand that partnership with a key provider that we've worked on an arrangement with CIBT visas. So they're able to focus on actually moving people. So historically, AWTCC has focused on moving goods, but very often that's going to follow people are going to follow those goods as well. So it makes a lot of natural sense to say, well, these are two areas where things align pretty well. We want to be able to help exporters in our community, especially if they have those struggles moving people as well as cargo. So I've got the presentation to run. And Amir, you can just kind of let me know as you want to kind of click through things. But again, just to kind of highlight us, again, we're a Chamber of Commerce focused on providing services to exporters. Very often that's been done through a partnership program, which we're today expanding. And we've done a lot of work to essentially achieve our mission, which is help grow the US export economy. But getting into CIBT, this is where I can leave it to Amir and let him take it from here.
Perfect. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Thanks everyone for joining. I'm very excited to be here, and thank you, Alex and AWTCC, for giving us the opportunity to kind of showcase our services so that your partners and non-partners can leverage our services. So today we'll speak a little bit about CIBT, kind of an overview of who we are and the services we provide. We'll discuss specifically visas and passport services, and also speak around health and entry requirements, something that our team put together, a couple weeks after, March of 2020, where we all kind of figured that, this is not something that's going to just last for 2-3 weeks. It looks like it's going to be the long haul. So we still have that tool. I think it's very relevant still. And I'll be bold enough to say that, hopefully we are in a kind of a post-pandemic era, if you will. Next slide, please. So at a very high level, CIBT.
Apologies.
No, that's okay. You're good. CIBT has 3 main pillars where we provide document services, very similar to what AWTCC provides around legalization, document exports, that sort of thing. We do provide that, but we also wanted to make sure you're aware that we provide visa and passport solutions. And the third pillar is our Newland Chase division, which is our global immigration services for long-term work permits or long-term immigration. So at a very high level, CIBT provides immigration and visa passport services. Next slide, please. So this slide gives you an idea the size of our organization, kind of our outreach globally. We have 70 plus wholly owned offices in 25 different countries. In essence, we virtually can provide services, immigration services anywhere in the world. And my role is mainly focused around short-term visa services, North America outbound. That said, if Alex reaches out to me and identifies that one of AWTCC's partners or non-partners do require assistance globally, anywhere else in the world, I would be more than happy to work with my colleagues to make sure that you're taken care of.
Yeah, so naturally CIBT is going to have that range and that reach. And so partnership here means not only do they get a few extra perks, but more than anything, it's that they're going to be well taken care of. So no matter what their issue is, they can get on their way.
Exactly. Thank you. So this is kind of the starting point for a lot of our travelers who require visa for business travel. we provide services around work, if someone's traveling for work or for simple business, if it's a conference they're attending or business meetings or even tourism, we have dedicated portals that our clients can leverage. In your case, there would be a link specifically for partners and links specifically for non-partners, where on this page, if you can see in the middle where it says the fastest way to get a visa, you'll put in the type of document, the passport you're traveling with, what state is your residence, what's your destination, which country, and what the purpose of your travel is. And based on that information that you enter in the dropdown, you click the check requirements button, and our logic has millions of different combinations that on the proceeding page, which will, if you want, Alex, go ahead and feel free to click to
I'll
the
just
next one.
chime in one quick thing, right?
Please.
So I just to kind of make sure. So the core idea there is going to be, we'll have an avenue for your members to receive discounts. So your members, investors, partners, I know chambers like to call them a lot of different things these days, but it gives them an avenue where you can offer a discounted service to them. But then as well, we have, if you're just interested, the ability to connect with even non-members to kind of pass them over. But again, this is meant to be highlighted as a member benefit.
Exactly. So on the when you click check requirement on the proceeding page, it will provide initial information, and this just happens to be an example for U.S. citizen located in Southern California, requesting a business visa for their travelers. And e-visa sometimes is not available for all destinations. It depends on the country you're going to. They will have specific types of visas that you can obtain. This just happens to be an example for e-visa. In essence, this page is showing you that yes, a visa is required for your destination, and if you click get an e-visa, the preceding pages will give you 1 or 2 pages of just filling out some standard information around name, email address, travel dates, and it allows you to, in essence, submit an order to us so that we can start the process. On this page, you'll also see where it says a few things to know before you go. This is part of what I mentioned earlier around our health and entry restriction requirements, which I'll talk a little bit more on the next few slides once we get there. But this information is also displayed at this point in time as you are on our website too. This page will also kind of give you an idea of requirements, timelines, processing times, even the CIBT's cost that to apply for this specific visa on this page. But if you go ahead and click the next page.
We'll just highlight, so this is really effectively, and I'll go ahead and go to the next one too, because this fits it as well. These are essentially just free services, more or less, that CIBT provides. So you'll be able to kind of check what restrictions you're looking at and specifically see if there are COVID-specific restrictions, even before, say, booking assistance for a passport or anything like that. So there's a lot of value as well in getting that information back to your members just in that avenue, because it's difficult to stay up to date. A lot of even embassy websites I know are out of date. So even if you go to the direct source, you may not be getting as accurate information as what you would get from CIBT.
Thank you, Alex. Yeah, so this next slide here, the health and entry widget, as I mentioned earlier, was a tool that was put together by our team back in early March of 2020 to help travelers understand the entry restrictions, health requirements before they even apply for a visa. So this is where they can enter similar information where mentions where they're leaving from, what passport they're holding, and where they're going. And when they click check entry specification, on the right side, it pops up 5 different sections where they can even click in by clicking read more to read a little bit about every single category. And if some countries require attestation or entry declaration, it will actually have a link that will redirect them to the specific embassy or consulate website to fill that information out. So it's a really nice resource to leverage. And just keep in mind that we recently just changed the tab where you see it says in red COVID-19. That's now called resources. We've just kind of changed the name just in case you get confused and you don't see COVID-19. Now it's called Resources tab. It'll say Resources on that tab. This next slide, this is more of a public service announcement. A lot of people have not traveled in the past couple of years, 2 years, and it's very easy to forget that your passport may have expired. So, things are starting to some extent go back to normal as we kind of hopefully get out of this, this pandemic. Right now, an expedited service that we provide takes approximately 4 to 6 weeks to renew your passport. So definitely, something to let your travelers know in advance of even thinking about their travel to try to just open up their passport, take a look at the expiration, and make sure that they have at least 6 months of validity in their passport, which is pretty standard for most, if not all, countries to have at least 6 months of validity on their passport.
Yeah, I think I've seen some similar things on my side as well. With a lot of friends and family, they may have, say, a 10-year visa to India, and the country basically nixed all of that at the very start of the pandemic. So you may have something that you think should still be valid, but may not be, depending on the country as well. So
yeah, exactly. I mean,
yeah.
your passport may be not expired, but it's possible that the visa is expired. So always look out for those expiration dates. Exactly. This is kind of a very high level of our services. You can see the core services of what we provide around visa, e-visa, passport services. Right now, CIBT provides passport services for US. We have services in UK, and I believe we recently may have added Germany. Those are the main ones we do around passports. On the right side, our supporting services, everything on the right side, minus guided entry, are a la carte services around digital photo service, visa scan, where it's an additional service where if someone wants to have an electronic scanned version of their visa in the event they lose or their passport is stolen when they're traveling. We have Informed Traveler, which in essence is a solution that automates the entry guide that I just showed you guys earlier around health and entry restriction. Instead of having to go in there and look it up manually, this additional service will send you a quick email of the information you enter for your itinerary and let you know exactly what the requirements are for your travels. And it will also provide an automated 48-hour pre-departure information if something has changed from the last time you checked in with us. We also have COVID testing. This is an additional service that is available when you're submitting your order online in the event you want to have us to schedule the COVID testing, the location, and just basically handle the entire scheduling for you. And also the health declaration forms is available if it's required for that country during your order process. Now, guided entry is our white glove high touch service. It is a $450 fee. It is not cheap, but it is, as I mentioned, a white glove high touch service where our expert consultant will handle the entire process from A to Z minus signatures, right? We'll fill out the forms, we'll do everything on your behalf. And it includes all these services, the digital photo service, visa scan, informed. It is all included within the guided entry.
Okay, fantastic. So I think that's going to bring us here to the end. We really highlight on the core things we wanted to talk about today, but I think the big takeaway that I want to highlight at least is, again, this is a service that you'll be able to easily offer to your membership. Where it's a service both for the information side to really make sure that your members are kept up to speed, they don't potentially miss out on something or potentially miss a requirement. I was actually able to take advantage of some of that information myself on a recent flight where I had a connecting flight in Dubai where I needed to leave the airport to move to a different terminal, and I actually did need to present proof of vaccination in order to actually get that done, whereas the country I was going to didn't require it. So fortunately, I checked the rules and knew what I was getting into because of CIBT. So I managed to kind of save myself a little bit of trouble there as well. But there's also the side where this is a revenue saving opportunity for your members. So we're going to have an avenue to promote it where there will be a discount fee to members that are taking advantage of the service, where it's something, again, just another little perk that you're able to add, and another service that we're able to offer in connection with the American World Trade Chamber of Commerce. If you're already a partner of ours, you can easily contact either me directly at that asonnafrank@awtcc.org email there, or to register at awtcc.org. That'll help you get started, and we can really get you the materials and the services that you need to get the ball rolling. If you aren't already a partner of ours, if you're just interested in getting started, just reach out and we'll get those discussions going around really what all fits into our Export Affinity program and how we can best assist you on helping grow your community and help some of your members out. So we'll open for questions, but likely wrap up the recording part of this relatively soon.